A relaxing day among the flowers, but every thorn has roses, and every friend or lover's group has their ups and downs. As time goes forward, feelings grow and bloom. Some will wilt and wither away, perhaps gone too soon. And because of that, people have developed symbolism in flowers where different kinds and different colors can have vastly different meanings. In many places around the world, florists practice an art known as ikebana in Japan, or the language of flowers. For everything from secret messages to start or stop a war to just sending a non-verbal indication to a loved one, a person's favorite color or flower might say a lot about who they are as a person or even what they expect from a partnership. Let's look at some of these now, with some happy and chill music to go along with the art. Ikebana is a Japanese art going back to the Heian period. At that time, floral offerings were made at altars or to decorate the tokonoma of a traditional Japanese home. Along with the art of incense appreciation, or kodo, and tea ceremonies, or jado, ikebana is considered to be one of the three classical Japanese arts of refinement. Florography comes from this concept as well, and has been practiced by cultures across Europe, Africa, and other parts of Asia as well. But it was during the era of Victorian England that interest in these floral arrangements soared with popularity. Friends and lovers alike would send talking bouquets, or, you guys ready for some Victorian slang? Nosegays, tussy mussies. They would wear as a fashion statement. I did it so many times and I couldn't. Victorian slang is so awesome. It'll always gets me. According to Jane Alcock, according to the garden supervisor at Walled Gardens at Cannington, this had roots in Ottoman Turkey, and specifically the court of Constantinople. You know, it was Istanbul, then it was... Not only did it spark an entire cryptological craze for flowers themselves, but also cultivated an interest in botany as a whole. This is notable because it wasn't until around 70 years later that florography really hit it big in the United States. Constantine Rafinesque, who was French-American, was born near Constantinople, in the Ottoman Empire. He self-educated in France and ultimately settled in Ohio. Oh gods. Ohio, that's where... No, I'm fine. I will not burn down today. Holy... Okay. I don't like Ohio. Okay. I'm gonna relax for a moment now. I need to color something and maybe listen to some music. Why is it Tales of Atonement? What does it all mean? A lot of people hear that and they think of God, religious, Christianity, atone for sin, and I guess in a way it's like that, but more than that, for people like me and a lot of us in the future, atonement is a place. You can go to Atonement It's actually somewhere that exists in the Midwestern United States, but most people just end up there. I guess no way I'd compare it to the what do you guys have in your time? The back rooms. And even that area is very liminal. It's always night. Oh, in fact, how about this? Have you ever seen a Bakinski painting? A Polish artist Bakinski. He's done a lot of work with like sort of a distorted architecture, jagged skyscrapers, things like that. And then I guess if you threw in a little bit of Aristotle Rufanis and Tomas Bolek, you kind of get a feel for what I'm talking about here. It's always dark, except for every once in a while the clouds decide to peel back and let the sunlight in. Most days people just exist and try to survive. Like I said, sometimes people just end up here. It's entirely possible to be one place and then just find yourself at Atonement. Andrew says it wasn't always like that, but I don't know what may have happened to change it. All in all, Atonement is honestly anything but salvation. It's anything but godly. It's almost named that like a mockery to those things. One of the one of the most prominent ways to end up in Atonement is to be searching. It seems to draw people in who search for something. Whether it's a person, purpose, meaning. It seems to convince people that it can actually be found there, and I think that's part of the trap. So, what is Atonement? In the Tales of Atonement, it's that feeling of constantly chasing something while the world pulls you back. Hey, so as I was editing this, I just sort of felt like I owe you guys an apology as well as an explanation for that earlier outburst. See, about a year or two ago, my sister convinced me to visit Atonement with her and her friends, figuring my deep one bloodline would keep us relatively safe. That was not the case. I spent 12 hours locked in an abandoned public bathroom with a skeleton chained to the toilet. Actually, it might have been 8 hours. 4? I'm not really sure. We were all chased by something I won't say the name of because I don't want it showing up in my room. The top half of it was like a woman. The bottom half gesticulated like a spider. The jaw was unhinged. Claws and graying skin, eyes, white, wide eyes, with a gaze that pierces into the soul, reveals a deep-seated fear and preys on it. It said that if you run, it'll chase you, and if a tooth or a claw or a hair or its blood gets on you, it can find you wherever you go. Sounds like an opening to a creepypasta. Anyway, after comparing some maps as well as some city names, we realized that Atonement used to be a place in the US called Ohio, and now that name kind of freaks me out, which is honestly just terrible. It's like the Japanese word for good morning, too, right? That's how this video began, with Japanese ikebana. And the creature that chased us had a real Asiatic feature to it. I don't know the details, and I don't want to explore them. But I did do a picture of the creature, so watch that video after this one. One of us will probably have something to say about it at some point, but until then, let's just say that Ohio sucks because Atonement sucks. But if Ohio being a meme isn't proof enough that it's always sucked, then I'm not really sure what is. I just wanted to let you know that I'm okay. The show must go on. Thankfully, it didn't get anywhere near me, so I should be safe. It probably doesn't even remember me anymore, right? Whew, coloring all these roses is actually pretty fun. Windichu is really good at giving us these simple but detailed backgrounds that are a real blast and inspiring. They also did the Tam and Pat picture that I colored for Valentine's Day. So do me a favor, give me a relationship you'd like to see and what sort of flower you'd like to see them paired with. I'm thinking maybe Cassandra and Tim with lilies. What about Patrick and Olivia with hydrangea? We could even go with Ashley and Sheila Campbell with petunias. And don't worry about Matthias and Edna. There's a special one I want to do for them involving mistletoe next holiday season. And visit Windichu on Fiverr. Red roses are for love, of course. That's an obvious one. Pink? For gratitude, like being thankful there's always someone you can depend on. Yellow is friendship. Even if you're in love or married, you should still always be friends. White, innocence, like a youthful connection and purity. Purple, fascination. Someone with a captivating air, personality, or appearance. Orange is for enthusiasm. Looking forward to each moment you spend with them. Green represents a new beginning, finding yourself and beginning anew, a refreshing journey. Blue is mystery, even if you don't know what's coming or you find them particularly enigmatic. Black can mean death, either as a warning or perhaps in mourning over a lost loved one. Lavender is splendor, love at first sight, a true fascination or an instant connection. And when you put white and red roses together in an arrangement, it stands for unity, which is right where they are, all three of them here, united, harmonious, together. Patreon is the best way to support this channel. Not only are you supporting us, but then we turn around and change that money into great art, music, voiceovers, comics, maybe even merch like shirts, hats, or plushies one day. You'll also get access to the Tales of Atonement coloring pages, the Monolith comic book, and even the unpublished scripts so that you can read the story way ahead of time. Check the link if you want to look into that. Some of our great patrons include Shadow Fox, Aria Gamari, Charles Tam, Jace Morland, and Lunder Lumen.